So I guess I'm just going to trust, which is a risky aim, that YouTube has made us go live.
We are live.
Okay, cool. Because whenever I check, it makes me like reload it multiple times. Whereas when one of my co-hosts checks, it's like, yeah, we're live. I was like, great. My co-hosts.
We're on it.
So I'm going to let my co-hosts introduce themselves, and we'll jump into the first sprint once people have entered the room, which I will be putting up the code for after my co-hosts have introduced themselves, so y'all can pay the proper attention to them that they deserve. So Chandra, why don't you take it away?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Candra Arthur. I write books about fiction. Yeah. Historical fiction, science fiction, and fantasy. That's a thing. And then I make videos about reading, writing, and all things books. So I also do Flash Fiction Live with Natalie Locke. We're currently doing Flash Fiction February, where you can find a new prompt on our Instagrams at 9 a.m. every morning. And it's not too late to go back and look at some of the old prompts, throw those all in, get it in there. It's all good. We'd love to have you. And we'll see you on Saturdays usually, but we have a special stream coming up that will be a 12-hour stream. So don't forget to check that out.
And I am Nia the Vixen of Fiction here on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. You can follow me on any of those. I write historical fiction, sci-fi, fantasy, and I genre hop and genre blend. So you'll get a little romance, a little paranormal, a little bit of everything in there. I currently am hosting tomorrow, scripting the book, so we'll be on my channel tomorrow. Today. Oh my gosh, it's Sunday.
I'm going to be a guest. That's why I know.
Yeah, where Zara will be a co-host with us. She'll be guest hosting. We're going to be talking Bridgerton today at noon. So after this, we'll have a short break and then we'll get right into it.
I have it in the description next to Nia's Ko-fi page. So all of these ladies on multiple platforms. The only platform I care about is Ko-fi, so that's what's linked in the description. But Nia's video for later today is also in the description.
Today. I've also had quite a morning. And then next Saturday, we are doing AuthorTubers React. If you want to join us live, we record both episodes, but one of them will post later on. We're going to have Zara is a permanent co-host with me on that. Chandra is going to be a guest host. We're going to have Kelly as a guest host, and we're going to have Kate Kavanaugh as a guest host. So join us if you want to chat with us live next Saturday, the 26th. And that's at 5. And that's what I do.
Sounds like fun. And I'm Holly. You can find me as Write Holly Davis across the interwebs. I'm a kidlit writer, currently working on a YA fantasy, Project Diamond, which my goal is to finish the draft by the end of February, and I am making good progress on that to hopefully start querying in the summer. So I've got about 17,000 words to edit, but I'm making good progress. So I am also the host of the Diversity is Lit book club, and our
description.
Thank you. And our first poetry collection we're reading this month. So it's a very quick read. So there's still time if you want to read it. Call Us What We Carry by Amanda Gorman. And yeah, the link is down below.
That is awesome. I'm going to put up the Forest Room code. I'm looking at the chat. Everyone knows the deal, so I don't need to go through this is how you do the Forest Room spiel. But I will read out the code. 38 Uniform Charlie Whiskey Foxtrot Zulu Sierra Golf. 38 Uniform Charlie Whiskey Foxtrot Zulu Sierra Golf. And Regina, before you ask, I'm okay. I'm at my mom's because I got hired on Friday, as I posted everywhere. And to celebrate, my mom wanted to spend the day with me yesterday, but I didn't go over there until like the afternoon. And then we were thinking of maybe doing a celebration on Monday with a family friend. So I was like, I might as well just stay the weekend. And then it turned out very good because I wound up having an allergic reaction last night. So there was a little bit, my mom was babying me, but yeah. In general, I'm fine. So I didn't come here because I was sick and needed to be babied. I came here because I wanted to celebrate and be babied. Yes. I start on Tuesday.
Yay.
A lot of people are in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelly, are you entering or are you skipping? Because Kelly's the only person. I said anaphylaxis and Kelly wasn't sure what that meant. I just want to wait to see if Kelly's going to join, and then we will start the sprint. Okay, Kelly's not joining. So, oh, Jessie, hi.
Hello.
Do you want to join the forest room? We're about to start our first sprint, but if you want to join, I will hold off until you enter. As I'm saying this, I'm like, do I even remember if Jessie uses the forest app? Because when I've done like just video chats with her and we've done sprints, we don't set anything on our phones. We just like do Google Timer, or she like uses one of my timers for my YouTube channel. So I'm like, I don't even know if she. Yep. Crow. Hello. All the comments just showed up. Okay, Jessie doesn't even use the app. Okay. I was like, my brain. Okay.
Okay. It's Crow in?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Crow slid in. Like all of a sudden, Crow's comments of like, I'm here, wait. And I was like, oh, I already saw you get in. So.
Oh, the comments are way lagging then.
Cool. I know. I've never seen that as a problem before. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do?
It went really well. I finished reading a section of the chapter for my homework. I placed my grocery order, and I started organizing my calendar to make sure I don't miss stuff.
I need to organize my calendar. That reminds me. Thank you, Candra. I mean, the month, we're already at the 20th, so I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
March will be here, and I got a lot of stuff to do.
I'm so behind.
It literally feels like it's flying by. I got my drink, which I was desperately needing. Loki is still sleeping in. He went to the dog park yesterday for the first time. Usually he just plays in the yard.
Oh, that's so cute.
He was so wore out. Like he was dragging us to let's go to bed last night, and then he slept in. So he and my husband are actually sleeping in. So I didn't have to, how my regular morning routine, I get up, get him up, we go out. Didn't have to do that this morning. So that was nice. But I did get my drink and everything just now, and I sent the link for today, Sarah.
Okay.
Which is today.
Yes.
I don't know why I told myself it's tomorrow when I know it's today. Now I'm like super worried I'm going to get off the stream and just go about my day and be like, what?
Put it in your calendar.
I know, like right now, sitting
like even if you don't put anything else in your calendar right now, like just put that in your calendar.
Don't be me. Whatever you do.
Like I've known it was today. I've been looking forward to it being today. Last night I was like, yes, everything's set. I have my notebook, my notes, and then this morning I'm like, tomorrow. I'm like, so yes. So that was me. Things got done.
Yesterday went by really fast, I feel like. So it like still feels like it's Saturday, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did good. I got breakfast, and I already made coffee before the stream, which was weird. And then I edited / was just me rewriting this scene, trying to connect the dots. And so I wrote 503 words. And I'm almost done with this chapter, so good.
I drank more of the tea my mom brought me, had more of the bagels. So breakfast is a work in progress for me. My mom made it like before the stream. I did my tarot card pull for the day, defined it in my bullet journal, and then I had to send off an email for insurance reasons, which was a pain in the butt, but it took like no more than 5 minutes to actually do. And then I was reading your email, Shannon, from yesterday. So I will get back to you on that today. Yeah. So I got a lot of tiny things done, but nothing that I could actually time track in my bullet journal.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I need to start doing, I love how you have your thing tracking where you're at, how many words. I need to do that.
Yeah.
As a sidebar, Nia, I won't be able to be in the comments like I had planned for your Bridgerton show, but I do have thoughts.
No. I know you do.
If you haven't seen that part of my video.
I did. I was counting on you because on my channel, because I'm a small monetized channel, I have to be careful about what I say. I say. So I was counting on you being in the chat saying what she means is, and then I can say in the chat what Chandra said.
You can link that in the comments if you want to, so you don't have to say it.
I will. I get content warnings for all kind of stuff, like content, like my stuff gets pulled for review for content for like literally nothing. What? And then I'm like, no, can a person please review this? And then they put it back up. Like, I don't know. I'm just
that's baloney.
I get warnings. I haven't one of the add-ons that I have will tell me like, hey, because I put something in for like Karen Slaughter because I read a lot of her books. Mm-hmm. And it'll be like questionable word choices. slaughter. I'm like,
Oh my
it's
Yeah.
literally
That's such a
someone's name.
pain.
Yeah, sometimes it tells me exactly what it is, and sometimes it doesn't. And when I hate it when it doesn't, because then I'm like, I don't know. Can someone just look at it and see that there's nothing there? And it's almost always fine. The only time it hasn't been when it was something copywritten, and so you just have to like cut that chunk out. But I like it. I prefer it when they actually tell me what it is to when they don't, and they just say, we're holding this for, and I'm like, but we were literally talking about the Hunger Games. What did I say?
God.
And then a person will review it and be like, oh no, that's fine. But it's like, okay, so for a whole 2 days, it was just like in limbo or something.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it does. So I think I don't know if it's because I'm at a milestone or if because I'm posting more content. I don't know what it is that's making them like have eyes on, but I'm like, I never say or do anything. I mean, do you look the most innocent? So I don't know. But it's always fine. It's always fine after a person looks at it. So I don't know.
Well, yeah, because you're not actually doing bad. That's annoying, though.
It is annoying. But like I said, when they section it out and tell me what it is, then I'm like, oh, okay, I can see what that is. Or, you know,
I
like
haven't read any of
Third
Karen
time's a charm.
I haven't read any of Karen Slaughter's work, but I did do a presentation on her book for one of my classes. So I want to read her stuff. I haven't yet, though.
I would say if anyone, like any kind of anything bad that can happen to a woman, Karen Slaughter has and will write about it. So if trigger warnings are a thing,
yeah.
And also, if it's a book that you want to read and you have questions about it, you can message me on Instagram. I just realized that I have 3 separate inboxes, so it may take me a minute to get back to you. But if you have questions about it, or you're like, hey,
okay, I will DM you.
Yeah, do it. I've read I've read, I would say 50% of her books.
The Girl in Red.
I've not read that one yet.
Okay, so that's the one I was going to ask about, but I also wanted to read her Alice ones, and yeah.
I can pre-read it for you because I do love her books. So
I didn't want to ask you of that because I know that ask that of you because I know that obviously that takes time. But if you're willing to,
yeah, no, if you want me to pre-read one of her books, just let me know.
The comments are so funny.
For Era PPM SG, it's like
I can't even type.
Per PPE is the thing, right? Personal
protective equipment,
or whatever.
So it's got MSG in it.
I know there's so for Echo Romeo Alpha Papa Mike Sierra Golf. For Era PP MSG. Just going all over the place with that.
Yeah. Or for app MSG.
Yeah, I was like, Davi's making sure we get the arm workout this morning, so this is great.
Yeah, like I feel like somebody come get your boy.
So cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, protesting. What is
I take a drink of water every time Davi Olympics happens and I'm running out of water.
I love that.
I mean, that's a great way to stay hydrated, though. You're going to be just like Nia.
He's not done yet either. I can see it in his eyes. I'm just like, and so I started back doing Ashtanga, and so everything hurts right now. And I'm just like, why are you doing this to me?
But you know this.
He weighs 11 pounds.
Riley weighs 16, but she can't jump.
Oh, wow.
He's a small bowling ball.
Oh, by the way, as a celebration of me getting a job, my mom got me like these socks. And they say on the side, which I now realize is really hard to show when my camera's all the way up there, but it says, "Shh, I'm overthinking."
We're all getting a workout this morning.
If I was sitting on my bed and my laptop was right in front of me, that would have been a lot easier. And I was like, oh, wait, I do this for my posture.
I'm
Oh
signing
gosh,
up for
you
my
have a
live
big
stream.
hat, girl. Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's translating what
weighs
Loki's saying.
15. Cherry weighs 18.
Oh,
Yes, I am
wow.
now trying to remember pet names as well as people's book projects and their names. So at some point, I'm going to start messing up.
Yeah, I'm good if I can get people's names.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do?
Almost finished the next section on this chapter. Added more updates to my calendar. And what was the name of that book that we were talking about?
The Girl in Red.
Okay.
Yeah, that book sounds good. I've been reading a lot of like thriller mystery books lately. And then even the fantasy book I'm reading, I'm like, this is like a real, because there's like a killer, and so they're trying to figure out like she's accused of murder. It's the Confectioners Guild. And
Oh, I've heard of that.
yeah, it's really, really good. I'm almost done with it. So but I'm like, there's this whole like mystery like element to it. So I'm like, there's mystery even in this fantasy, which I'm here for. Yeah, I did good. I finished that chapter, and then I started working on the next chapter. So I edited 803 words.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm working on my short story, so I'm trying to condense the first part of the story into more like a flashback / back story, which it's kind of telly, but it's a fairy tale, so I think that that's going to be okay.
That's fine. That's like expected.
Yeah, so I think it fits for the voice. It sounds good in my head anyway, instead of like going through like chapters of explaining or telling the story. So I'm just doing it where the story begins kind of in the middle, and then she's just kind of reflecting on what happened, and then we're going to go forward from there. So I'm liking the way it's coming out so far.
Crow, the answer to that question is yes. Yes. Yes.
One more time for the people in the back.
Yes.
So I was bothering Kelly for stuff that I need from her for my final project, because I'm using one of her books as like, if my publishing company were real, this is what we would publish, and that means I need to make this thing, which means I need comp titles for you. And she was like, and I was like, no, don't worry. Here are ones I found. Tell me if these fit, because from what I know of your story, they could all fit, but you know your story better than I do. So help me eliminate stuff, because I have 8 and I can't do more than 5. And then we ended up with 4. So we're good. And then I opened the document that Shannon sent me, and I'm working on modifying it. So I'm working on it, Shannon. That'll be my whole next sprint. I promise. When you say another painting, is that the one that you sent, or is that one that you haven't told us about? And then what's the third is, yes, okay, I know what the third is.
And Crow,
Then take this opportunity to go to the bathroom and then get yourself more water.
also on your list, I have 24 projects on my list, and those are just the ones that I have a solid idea of what they're going to be. There are others that are floating around in the ether that I don't even have enough to like write down. But the ones that I can just like write down by a like project title, those have all been written down.
Yeah. So, wait, let me.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine.
I have a link for my to be written list, and it doesn't include the fox spirit one that I came up with a few weeks ago because of love you, but stupid Kelly. And I say that lovingly because we were talking about stuff for the witchy streams, in me, Candra, Kelly, and Bree, and we were talking about foxes, and I'm like, oh god damn.
That's what makes me like want to work on my project, is like, I need to finish this one because then I need to work on these other ones.
So I had this list, and generally what I do is, okay, I come up with the idea, and then that's the order that I'll write it in. But then some of them, like my fairy tale retellings, they're each going to come out. They're all standalones, but they're also in a shared universe, and they're all going to come out on a date that's relevant to the original story that I'm retelling. So either like on the original author's birthday, or if I can't find that, or it's too close to like the previous book, then it'll be, you know, maybe something to do with the Disney movie release of that, or the publication date of the original book. So all of these things. So that will change what I write. And then also there are the considerations of, oh, I don't want to write series after series. And you might be thinking, well, you wrote a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and then a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy right after. And that's because Stellar Blood had the audacity to just jump the line from like, I should be writing it, I think, this year or next year. And then it just like jumped ahead. And I was like, I'm so glad that I'm working on 2 standalones this year, like at the end of last year and this year. I was like, I need a break.
Yeah, my I had a standalone. I say had because
it no longer is a standalone.
Yeah, no, I was sitting here minding my own business, and all of a sudden a fully formed scene popped into my head, and I was like, well, crap.
Yeah.
I just looked at my pages, my pages folder, because that's where I was writing all of my stories at. So what's in the cloud, it says I have 40. And then what's actually on my iPad is 24. So some of those might be crossover because when they get left for a while, then they automatically will go to the cloud. But there's 24 that I have recently been dabbling in because they go on my, you know how the cloud pulls it down. So I'm like, 24 have been dabbled in within, I'd say, the last 6 months. I'm so bad. I'm like, oh, this idea would go great with this story. I pull it back up. Or I have a whole new idea. Look at that.
Kelly's comment makes me think of the Bo Burnham comedy special.
These titles are so cool, Zara. I want to read all these. I'm really intrigued by the I Killed Anna Walsh. I'm like,
oh yeah,
whoa, like that one. My ears went.
Yeah, that one is. So I've been thinking of it as Bully by Penelope Douglas meets 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. Maybe with some elements of like Dear Evan Hansen, the parts I like. I have a very complicated relationship with that musical. Very conflicted feelings. And then I just updated it with the untitled Fox Spirit one. Normally I don't put that on, but I haven't let myself think about it enough to come up with the title yet. Normally the titles come immediately, and this is a very rare instance where that didn't happen. And then this list, which is now at 40, if you include that, doesn't include hold on, wait, let me pull up my notes out so I can see the number of books I have planned under my pen name that have no like associated release dates. I don't like, I just write them in between and things like that. So what is this folder even
I'm
called?
with Crow. I'm gonna finish this whole thing of water. Come on, Donnie.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 ones, and then I have some unsorted ones. So I guess 9, because there's one that like doesn't have a title. There are 2 that don't have titles. Damn. So that's like 10 on top. I was just like, why?
Hashtag never a standalone. Always a
No, okay, so the ones under my pen name are all standalones, thank goodness. But there are a lot in my I think most of the ones in my list of 40 are not already planned to not be standalones. And then there are always chances that I expand the fairy tale retelling ones. If I like add
standalone for now.
Well, no, they're all standalones, but in a linked world. But right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in those. And then I have maybe an idea for an 8th. And then there are 2 more where I was like, if I come up with good ideas, I know those stories well enough to do them.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I don't want to think about it too much because then it will grow. So I'm just like, focus on the next 2 that you're planning.
Okay, but hear me out. If it's not a standalone, you've already done most of the work because you did so much world building, you know?
I know, but like with the
Yes.
fairy tale ones, they're all individual. Like there will be world building and there will be a series Bible for that in Campfire and things like that. But like I don't need multiple books to do my Cinderella retelling. I don't need multiple books to do my Red Riding Hood one.
I already
now
have
that I
3
think about
parts.
it, you should
I
really,
already have 3
you can
parts
put
of
off reading The
First
Girl in
one.
Red because I'm not going to read it until after I've drafted mine
Okay, fair.
because I don't want to accidentally take from it.
That's true.
Which is why I'm so behind on reading fairy tale retellings. Like I haven't read the Lunar Chronicles at all. I haven't read a lot of ones that are like promoted by, I almost said Book Hype, that is not correct, Book Riot or Fierce Reads, when they have all those lists. Like I bookmark those lists and I'm like, I'm probably going to read all of these at some point, but I try not to read things that are like so close to what I know I want to write, which is why I didn't read Hush Hush or Fallen when I was writing the Belgrave Legacy or the first book. And then I just never got around to it. So maybe one day I'll read those. But yeah.
So I just want to clarify where you said you don't need, because we weren't really talking about what is needed.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing though. I try to only address what I need because I know my brain is going to run off the rails anyway. And in the background, like the list will just keep growing. But if I don't allow myself to think about the things I don't need, then it lets me at least lie to myself that maybe I will actually be able to write and publish all these books before I die. Which sounds morbid. I'm not a full-time writer. I've never wanted to be a full-time writer. I now like basically already have my dream job as my first job ever. And that's not as an agent. That's like literally as an assistant to an agent. And then when I eventually move up to become an agent, it's, you know, so it's like, I can't be like, oh, well, if I write 2 or 3 books a year, realistically, now it's more like, if I can get 1 book out a year, I'll be lucky. If I can get 2 books out a year, that still takes a while to make it. That's still going to take a long time to get through the 40 that I know, plus the 10 I'm under my pending. So that's 50. It's like I don't need to flirt with the idea that I could come up with more because it's going to happen, whether I want it to or not.
That's the problem, though. It's like kind of turning on the faucet.
Well, it's like I know the faucet is going to turn on its own. There's no reason for me to do it manually.
Right, but then like you let a little bit
running.
Well, especially like once you give your brain permission to give you ideas because you like do something with them, then your brain's like, oh, we like this? More, here's more. How about more? Would you like to try this? What about this?
It's drinking from a fire hose if I turn on the faucet, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with it dripping. Like, I know it's not the most efficient thing. It would be better if I could just turn it off entirely until I've handled the bucket of water that's already been full and at this point was already replaced with a bigger bucket where I had to transfer the water from the small bucket into a bigger one. It's just like, it's going to happen on its own. So there's no reason to open the floodgates.
I'm plugging.
Kelly out here. Just
Oh, okay. So Witchy Stream, Kelly did during the Winter Writer Retreat organized by Barrett, Lori, and Chandra, and I think there were 2 other people that I always forget the names of, so I apologize, especially if you're in the Yeah, no, I know Nia.
Yeah.
I know Nia.
But there were
part of it, but then whenever Barrett said it, Nia was like, "Oh, I only gave the idea." But then there was someone else who like was, I don't know, whatever.
yeah.
It
There
was
were
a
a
good
handful.
thing. It was organized by multiple people, which I normally am not able to say, besides the Worldwide Write-A-thon, which is obviously like organized by 2 people. And then there was a weekend write-a-thon I was part of by Celeste, Joan, and Sophie. She's author and Sophie on social media, but right now I'm just saying first names or full names. And anyway, so the Winter Writer Retreat had wellness. I almost said rest streams. That's not true. Wellness streams. And Kelly had signed up to do a witchy one. So Chandra, Bree, and I were guests, and we talked about tarot, astrology. Kelly talked about like herbs and kitchen witchery and teas, which was very cool. And made me want to do more of it, but also like I have a black thumb, so I would kill anything I tried to grow, minus the fact that I live in Manhattan and therefore don't have a windowsill that I could actually like plant stuff on like outside. So all those things. And then because people liked it so much, we were thinking of doing monthly streams, which is still kind of the plan, but scheduling was up in the air for a lot of people. So we're not doing them until either later this year or maybe in 2023 starting. So yeah. And then we would be talking about different things for different witchy things. I think we decided that we were going to do like kind of one topic per stream. Versus like every stream is like we talk about all things witchy and who knows. So like, but yeah,
I have a suggestion just because that's how I did AuthorTubers React. Just do them, get together, say, can we do one this month? And then do one, see how it actually runs and goes. And then a couple months later, do another one so that you can actually see how it goes, what kind of topics you can do, get the kinks kind of worked out, and then you could hit it right off the bat in January. That's how I did AuthorTubers React. You guys were like, I'm like, hey, you guys want to come do this thing with me? I was like trying everything out.
Okay, Kelly's the main organizer of that. So Kelly's in the chat, so she heard that. And then normally she's just like, Zara, Bree, Chandra, you're all in school. Sucks for you. What are your availability?
Yep.
So Kelly, you heard Mia's advice. I love you, Holly. Kelly, I'm friends with you because I love your work. You're my soul sister. And also eventually you want me to be your agent. So, and you're my, like, we do a podcast together. So there's no reason not to be friends with you, even though I know being friends with you is absolutely dooming me coming up with more stories of my own when I'd rather just keep my list as it is and then help you with your stories. I mean, we're Pisces, so we can swim, but you're also scared of the ocean, which really sucks for you as a Pisces, given that's like our element.
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Maybe more of like a pond, lake, river.
Yeah, a puddle.
I mean, her daughters go into puddles all the time, so I think her fondness for them might have gone down at this point because they always get muddy, and I don't know about lakes and rivers. Kelly, you want to... Okay, she just loathes water.
Oh, that's challenging.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a Libra, and I'm like, the sun, more sun.
Well, maybe it's other...
Libra too. Love it. I'm like, all the windows must be open all the time.
Libra here too. Woo.
Okay, we have absolutely gone off the rails. I need to look at the next force. I typed in the next force room and then forgot to put it up on screen. This might be our third and final sprint.
I mean, I don't have a stream at 12 o'clock today.
Okay, so it probably won't be our final sprint. I'm just trying to be mindful. I'm trying to be mindful of the fact that I know that we both need a break before Bridgerton happens. On your channel at noon Eastern, linked in the description down below next to Mia's Ko-fi page.
you.
Also, I've had the please subscribe and hit the bell for a while, so I might as well put don't forget to hydrate, stretch, and back up your work, but you can do that at the start of the coming sprint. Kelly doesn't like water that she can't see down.
Oh,
That's
I mean, most
Yeah.
rivers you'd
Yeah.
be able to see the bottom.
Creeks.
Oh,
Creeks,
creeks.
yeah,
Okay, that's what I'm
rivers,
talking
Yeah.
But if that is your concern, Barbados. I cannot recommend
Oh, yes.
Barbados enough.
Ooh.
The clear water.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that is so beautiful. Now I want to travel again.
Yeah.
So sad.
Also Mexico, but in Mexico there's some beaches where it's like pretty shallow, going out pretty far, so you can see a ways. Plus you can get in the water, and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go book my ticket now.
I'm going with Candra.
So I used to not mind going in the ocean when I went to the beach, but then like every year more and more jellyfish would be there. So I haven't gone in the ocean in forever. And then my cousins live next to on a man-made lake. And while I love like tubing and like being in the boat, I don't love swimming in it because there's all this like seaweed and algae and fish, and I'm always like, something's gonna touch my feet, and I don't like that. But then the one time that we like over 4th of July weekend last year, it's the first time that I've ever done it, at least. We took their little boat out like to the deep end of the man-made lake where like a lot of fish aren't, but we weren't near anything, and it was just the boat. And I felt like, okay, it just felt like there wasn't any safety. Like if you can't get to the boat, you're kind of screwed. And then there's always a wake because other people are doing stuff, which could move you farther from the boat. And my mom and I are both like, yeah, we don't like this. Maybe we'll just stay on the boat from now on.
We always did, like when we would do that, we would run a rope out, and so we kind of like have it like a loop, and then you're in the water, but you can like hold on to the rope, or you can like float inside the rope, and that way, even if the boat is, drifting because you put your anchor down or whatever, you're still connected. Because that can be really dangerous. But also you always have a flotation device with you, always.
Yeah, we don't always have a flotation device if it's just us adults. Like they're in the boat, so if someone's there, they could toss it to you. But then again, like with the wake and stuff, like it could be more unpredictable. Which is why I'm just like, I like the tubing where I'm connected to the boat, I hold on for dear life, and then if I let go because I'm done or I want to, like then they just circle around and grab and get me. But I have the floating tube.
Yeah. I will also say, last thought on this, cannot recommend enough, especially if you have like snacks or drinks in the water. Don't ask me why, it happens. Put your life jacket on. Instead of like wearing it over your shoulders, use the armholes as leg holes.
Oh.
Look at all these pro tips.
It does not look cute, but you're not there to look cute. You're there to have fun and live. So
yeah, they also have, they finally got like one of those things where it's like seats and they go around.
Oh, those are fun.
And you have a drink holder in them. So that was fun. And then they have an inflatable, God, I haven't said this word forever, trampoline for like the little, their grandkids. I mean, they're still little to me because they're less than half my age.
Kelly,
But they're 12 and 10. Actually, one is half my age now, but then come a month from now on March 20th, I will be 25.
Can we do the thing that Kelly said?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will say I don't like cruises.
I've never been.
I've never been on a
Cruises are fun though. They take care of everything.
I went on one with my mom from end of 2019 to start of 2020. And like it was fun because we had a really cool dinner table and we wound up like doing everything with them. But like the board entertainment wasn't great.
Yeah,
Sometimes it was really bad.
Oh.
And trivia night was almost always good because between all of us, like me being the youngest and then most of them around a certain age and then my mom, like we got everything basically. And they were like, are you cheating? And we're like, no. Have you looked at our age range? Like, how are we not going to get this correct? But the locations were cool. But my mom was on the fence of even getting on the cruise because she's like, oh, I don't know how many young people do it. And then she researched and they said that there were young people on it. And what they failed to mention was that all those young people had families and therefore were not doing young people things. So I was just like, I don't really think a cruise is my thing. Whereas it had definitely been a thing for my mom and her mom and grandmother and aunt and things like that. Like they would do them together. So
yeah, I think you have to go on the right kind of cruise for who's going with you. Like we go with friends and we make sure that there's things for each age group to do on the type of cruise that we're going. And if we're not going with any kids or anything, we make sure that we're going on a cruise that accommodates for that adults.
Yeah, well, I think they all accommodate for adults,
but they're not kids. No, yeah. There are cruises where you're not going to have to worry about kids.
But they had like a young single mingle type of thing or like just young people thing and no one was ever there. Like I tried. So that's what I mean. It's like they had things in place. It's just there weren't people to actually do those things. So I was like,
Yeah.
My first cruise was a Disney cruise and I had a stomach bug. So being on the rocking ship wasn't helpful. So it's like, I'm okay being in the water, minus jellyfish and things that could touch my feet, but I don't think cruises are for me. I think that should have been my cruise.
Yeah.
We're all over the place. This actually
we are.
This is what happens when I have multiple guests. It also happens when I have a single. I don't know why I lie to myself anymore. That's like, oh, it's going to be 2 hours. It's like at this point, I should just assume it's 3 hours long. But we can't do a full 3 hours today because of Bridgerton chat.
Yeah. It's on YouTube, Kelly.
It's linked in the description. It was a banger reel this week. And it's related to Ocean Talk, actually. I didn't realize that. Because it's Little Mermaid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to tell you, though, that, like, you might not die instantly. Depending on your injuries.
Yeah.
Oh, so morbid. Oh.
I'm just saying, I've done research on injuries. I've watched too much NCIS.
Oh, yeah.
My mom was laughing
that,
at me. My mom was laughing at me because I always am like, oh, you're always watching like murder things that are either British shows at this point or like real life documentaries. And I was very stressed last week because I wasn't sure if I had the job. It's like, oh, I need to relax. I'm going to watch NCIS. And she's like, you always make fun of me for only watching like dark crime things. And I'm like, first of all, mine's fictional and I've watched it so many times that I can recite the script and the like what happens on screen by heart. So it is a comfort show. Second of all, I never said I wasn't a hypocrite.
I really liked that podcast with the that you had for Rightish with the doctor.
Yeah.
Who would write the thrillers. Like, how long would someone die? What poison can you use? And he like knew all the answers. It was awesome.
He's like, well, anything can be poisoned and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, if you've done this, like, this is the best place to kill someone because it's, you know, it just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. And
yeah, that was great.
And he's like, oh, if someone's knocked out in a show and they don't wake up until like an hour later when they're taken out of the car trunk, like they're already dead. Like if they survive, like they're going to probably have to be in a coma for the rest of their life. Like, if they don't wake up after a few minutes, they're basically a goner in being able to live a regular life.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
No, stop with the
So-
girls music. No.
In my area, they had a thing that I was like, it was like, it's a lovely idea, but I'm definitely never going to do it. They had a Jaws viewing at a beach where everyone was in tubes and it was like projected onto a screen.
No.
Like, I'm not going, but that's a great idea.
I mean, okay, so I saw, this is the last thing I want to say, and then we're gonna
Because
start
we
the
really
next
have sharks here, though. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
In
Um,
a lake.
I saw Psycho, the Hitchcock film, at the New York Philharmonic because they were playing the music live, and it was super, super cool. And then my roommate and I, so this was when we were still like in dorms at NYU before everything went crazy, and we were in the cab back, and it was or like the car back, and it was playing the song Little Bit Psycho. And I was like, that's weird. We're definitely locked, like double checking that we've locked our dorm.
Yes.
Oh my.
But at the same time, I had watched Silence of the Lambs alone in my single when I was at like Boston University in a brownstone with like not great security. And I was just like, okay, triple lock, and I'm okay. But I would never watch a scary movie while in the context of something similar and related to the scary movie. That's just asking for trouble. With that happy thought, in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity. 3 minutes short of an hour after the last sprint started. We're awesome. too many tabs, so it took me a few seconds to navigate to the right one. And my computer's slowing down a little bit, so I'm like, I think our final sprint will be 20 minutes so that we can get some time before the end. Or do we just call it here?
I'm making really good progress. I finished all of my chapter readings and already submitted an assignment. So I'm halfway done with my third assignment, and then I've got anyway, what I'm trying to say is
Please do another sprint.
I'm down as well. I edited 957 words, so I'm making great progress.
Yeah, I'm making good progress too. I've actually got 515 words on this rewrite during this one. And so if we do a few more minutes, I can probably finish up this scene right here.
Okay, great.
And then I can take a break and be fresh. So I'm down for finishing this up because I'm going to have to finish it up anyway.
Okay, so we will do another sprint, but I am going to make it 20 minutes. And I'm going to skip over reading the chat. Sorry, everyone. 6-3 Delta Golf Quebec Kilo 4 Sierra Golf. Regina's loving this past week's podcast episode of the Rightish podcast. Glad to hear it, Regina. The link that will be in the ticker for this final sprint is a form for an Ask Us Anything for the episodes that Kelly and I are recording, not today, but next week. We're trying to get 25, at minimum 25 questions for each of us. You can ask multiple questions in the form. The top section, I believe, is for Kelly. The bottom section is for me. I'm the one who made the form, but I made it months ago, so I forgot what it looks like. But you are allowed to write the same question for Kelly and me, so they don't have to be unique questions between us. So that will be the form that is in the ticker, and I'm also going to just pop it in the chat now so people can click it directly because capitalization does matter for this. It's a bit.ly. So that's in the chat. People are in the room. It's 11:11, so make a wish, everyone. I'm not going to make it in time, I think, to write it in the chat where I normally do. It's a dangerous game I'm playing, but I'm trying. I can't even find the group chat. Where'd it go?
I don't know.
It's being weird. Oh, my Instagram app is being so weird about my comments. I'm definitely not making it now. I don't know what happened. Oh, I'm in the wrong. I was in the wrong account. Yes, I made it.
Yay.
Because sometimes it's still, it just became 11:12. Whew, under the wire. Okay, people are in the forest room, so we're going to start the sprint. We will probably end the whole stream around like the 35-minute mark, which will give us 25 minutes before your stream, Mia. So yeah, let's get started. I need to open the correct timer now because we changed it. Nope, that's 15 minutes. Here's my 20-minute one. Okay. It's suggesting the 10 and the 15, but I have to navigate to my 20-minute on my own. Pain in the butt. Nope, nope, nope. Stop. Okay, just a second. Share. Home tab. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. that was the end of our final sprint. I'm not going to ask how everyone did in the chat because we are not going to have time to go through that. But on screen, how did you do? And you can go right into your outro if you would like.
I did really well. I've gotten through, I submitted my second assignment. I'm halfway through the third one. I've got to answer some questions, and this last question really set me off. It's in regard to the Indian removal and the Trail of Tears. And one of the questions that they asked was, if you were supporting Indian removal, what arguments would you make? And I flat out refused to answer that question. And I basically said, morally, I'm not answering this question. Give me points or don't. I really don't care. So yeah, I feel like that's what I don't understand. And maybe this is why I won't get points potentially, but I don't understand the purpose of that question. Why?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're probably trying to get you to play devil's advocate, but there's some things that are indefensible, and it's just like, this is a pointless thought exercise.
Yeah. In my opinion, yes.
There are other topics that you can go from both sides. No.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Good for you. Do you want to do an
comment? Why?
My name is Candra Arthur. I write historical fiction, science fiction, and fantasy. I also have a channel under this name. Oh, I got the right side. And I make videos about reading, writing, and all things books. You can also follow me on all social media under this handle. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe because milestones and things.
Yes, I did good. I finished another chapter. So yeah, I think like the total words edited was like over 3,000 words today, which is crazy. So really happy. So yeah, I am Holly. You can find me as Holly Davis. Let me see if I can do I did it right too.
It's on your right side.
Yes. Stage right. And I am a kidlit writer and the host of the Diversity is Lit book club. Please follow us. We are always reading great books by BIPOC authors, and we'd love to have you there.
And I finished writing the scene that I was working on, and I started sending out some messages on Instagram. And I am Nia, the Vixen of Fiction, here on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. You can follow me there. I am in about about 20 minutes. We'll be doing Scripting the Book, where we're going to discuss the romance novel, The Duke and I, and the series, of course, Bridgerton, season 1. Zara will be joining me for that. And the next Saturday, we will be doing AuthorTubers React. So if you'd like to join us for that, that would be great. Follow everybody because milestones. So
yes. Subscribe to Nia's YouTube channel, which you can reach by either going to her Ko-fi page or by clicking the YouTube link for the stream that is in 23 minutes. Everyone's Ko-fi link is down below, as is Holly's book club, which is called Diversity is Lit. And my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 6 books, a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. I am the co-creator and co-host of the Writers Podcast. And right now we are collecting questions for a Ask Us Anything episode for Kelly and then one for me. You can paste the same question into both sections so that we both answer it in the different episodes. They do not have to be writing related. Kelly always reminds me that I forget to say that part. These episodes will be recorded on the February 27th, 2022. So be sure to get your questions in before then. I have author services and signed paperbacks available at my Ko-fi page. And if you'd also just like to, give me a little tip because you like what I do, that's there too. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And if you can make it to Nia's Scripting the Book segment on Bridgerton and the Duke and I today, please hop over because we'd love to see you there. Okay, bye.